Hi guys, Yuri here again. Today we're going to talk about TERASTAL Festival versus Prismatic Evolutions. Yesterday the first box got opened in Japan and there was a video on it and we all could see it. And a lot of content creators right now are making their videos on the pull rates for TERASTAL Festival. And we're going to talk about that because I see different takes on it. Some are facts and some are interpretations, I'd say, or are not confirmed yet. And we're going to talk about everything that we know so far. And we're going to talk about both TERASTAL Festival and what it translates to in Prismatic Evolutions over here in the English side of things. The first thing that we're going to talk about are the Pokeball Reverse Holos and the Master Ball Reverse Holos. We're going to talk about the SAR/SIRs for English, as well as the AR/the IRs. First of all, Pokeball Reverse Holos and the Master Ball Reverse Holos. This was one of the earliest things of information that we've gotten from Prismatic Evolutions when we got all the products that were revealed. This was also in there, that we were about to get a Pokeball Reverse Holo set and a Master Ball Reverse Holo set. And I just watched a couple of videos on the pull rates. I watched a video from Opossum Bud. I watched a video from PTCG Radio from Ross. And it was a bit weird to me. In Ross's video on the pull rates, for some reason, he did not know that it's confirmed that we actually get Pokeball Reverse Holos and Master Ball Reverse Holos in English. For some reason, he missed that. And I don't know how that's possible, because he talks sometimes about that press release with the information that we've gotten with the 32 SIRs, the 12 full art supporters and such. The Master Ball Reverse Holos and the Pokeball Reverse Holos, that information also was in there. So I don't know how he missed that. That was one of the earlier points of information that we've gotten from the set, and it was released before we got to know it for TERASTAL Festival, which is peculiar because usually you would expect this info to come for the Japanese set beforehand, but that was not the case. What do we know about these Pokeball Reverse Holos and Master Ball Reverse Holos? Apparently from this box, there is one Master Ball Reverse Holo in this box, and there are two Pokeball Reverse Holos. Here it is pretty difficult to make out the Pokeball Reverse Holo, but we can see it right here on the total dial here. This was revealed a couple of days ago. So yeah, so two of those and one Master Ball Reverse Holo is what we see right here. Now, the one thing that we know is that the Master Ball Reverse Holos also were part of 151, right? And there was also one per box. Now, there is a difference though. You could say like that's the same pull rate as in 151. That's not the case, because TERASTAL Festival is a high class set with only 10 packs in a booster box. 151 was it was not your average booster box, because usually there's 30 packs in Japan, but there were 20 packs of 7 cards in that booster box, with also one Master Ball Reverse Holo per box. So actually, the Master Ball Reverse Holo, the rarity itself, it's less rare in TERASTAL Festival than it is in 151, right? 10 packs of 10 cards versus 20 packs of 7 cards. So one Master Ball Reverse Holo is in TERASTAL Festival is a little bit less rare than it is in 151. But it compensates kinda, because the main set of 151 is smaller than from TERASTAL Festival. So there are more cards in TERASTAL Festival that will get a Master Ball Reverse Holo. So it evens out a little bit. So if you want to pull a specific Master Ball Reverse Holo, I think the pull rates are kind of similar to 151 in the end. Now, how does that translate to English in Prismatic Evolutions? Now, one of the things that I first thought of was they're not the same set size. The main set is different. They're not the same cards in there. Prismatic Evolutions has a lot less cards in the main set. Only 131, whilst TERASTAL Festival has 187 cards. We knew that because of the card numbers that we saw. So there will be less Master Ball Reverse Holos and Pokeball Reverse Holos compared to Terrestrial Festival. Does that mean that they will be more rare in Terrestrial Festival than in Prismatic? That is a good question. Over here we don't get booster boxes, so the pull rates are a little bit less obvious over in English. Another thing that I was thinking of is, what about the evolutions? Which cards will be the most expensive reverse holos? In Terrestrial Festival, it's pretty obvious, I think, that one of the evolutions will be the most expensive reverse holos, like the Umbreon, I think. Did we see that underneath here? No, not really. But yeah, one of the evolutions will probably be the most expensive version of the Pokeball Reverse Holo or the Master Ball Reverse Holo. How about the English side of things? What about Prismatic Evolutions? There, presumably, it's not going to be an evolution. Why? Because the evolutions are mainly used in sealed products as promo cards. And that includes Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, which are included as promos in the poster collection, and Glaceon, Sylveon, and Leafeon in the sticker collection. Then you might think, like, what about Umbreon and Espeon? Because they were not revealed to be in any of these sealed products. But then again, we haven't seen all sealed products. There also will be the Super Premium Collection in May, and a Premium Figure Collection in September. So I do think that Espeon and Umbreon both will be promo cards for English, which means that they will not get a Pokeball Reverse Holo or a Master Ball Reverse Holo pattern, except if they do make those versions in those boxes. That could be the case, but they will not. I don't think they will be in this set. That's not a fact, that's not confirmed, but that's just an assumption because all the other evolutions are also promos in English in some of the products. So that's just my assumption on that. The other thing that I was thinking about in English is, usually with all the Scarlet and Violet sets, we usually get 2 slots of reverse holos, right? 2 reverse holo slots and then the holo slot. In this, however, as we only have the Pokeball Reverse Holos and the Master Ball Reverse Holos in Terrestrial Festival, is that also going to be the same rarity in English? If it is, will we get regular Reverse Holos still or not? What if we only get the Master Ball and the Pokeball Reverse Holos and no regular Reverse Holos like we usually do? How will that work? Because usually we have 2 Reverse Holo slots. That's going to be very interesting to find out what is going to happen. I generally don't know what they would do. Are they just going to put regular cards instead? I don't know. I really don't have a clue. I guess we'll have to wait and see until there's more news on that. And like I said, because the main set of Prismatic Evolutions is smaller, there will be less different cards with this pattern, with this Pokeball and Master Ball Reverse Holo. So will that mean that they're easier to collect, to master set? It all depends, of course, on the pull rates. If the pull rates are the same for English as they are in Japanese, then it will probably be easier to master set the English side of things, because the main set is smaller. Now let's talk about the SARs / the SIRs for Prismatic Evolutions. In this box that we saw, apparently they pulled one SAR, being the Raging Bolt. Now the question is, are we going to get an SAR in every box, standard? Or is it possible that we get a full art instead sometimes? I've seen different takes on it, and like I said, I watched the video from Opossum Bud's pull rates, talking about the pull rates. I watched the video on PTCG Radio, talking about the pull rates, and they say different things. I had a couple of messages between Opossum Bud and me in his comment section, talking about these ARs and the SARs and the pull rates. According to Opossum Bud, he's pretty convinced that it's going to be one SAR per box guaranteed, which definitely could be the case, as in V-Star Universe, for example, the Japanese side for Crown Zenith, there was indeed one SAR per box, so it could definitely be the case. Then Ross from PTCG Radio said like it could actually be a full art as well instead at the same slot. So which one is correct? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. I don't think it's confirmed, but they're also, I think, going off from the fact that in previous sets it would have been that way or not been that way. But I guess we'll have to wait until more boxes get open, and then we'll know for sure if the full art is on the same level. I mean, not at the same level, but it's also seen as one per box instead of an SAR. Also, what about the gold cards? We haven't seen a gold card in this box. I assume that the gold cards are going to be in a different slot, probably as an extra pull from the box, and it's not really replacing any of the slots that we see right here in the box. And something else that I was thinking of about the gold cards is, are there going to be alt arts for the gold cards? Probably not. I don't expect them to. Well, one of the reasons is because it's an Eevee set, and there's only 5 Pokemon gold cards. So, question is, which ones will it be? It's probably not gonna be Evolutions, because it would be odd if they would make like 5 Evolution gold cards and then leave 4 of them out. That would be weird, I think. But what they could do, maybe, if they make alt arts for the gold cards like we had in V-Star Universe with Giratina, Palkia, Dialga, and Arceus. If they would go that route, they could maybe do something like that with some of the legendaries from the 9th generation. Maybe with Shen Pao, Wo-Chen, Chi-Yu, Tinglu, whatever. It's just an idea. I don't know. We have not heard anything on the gold cards. We know there's 5 Pokemon gold cards in Prismatic Evolutions. We actually don't know about Terastal Festival. That is going to be interesting, because if that's the case, those will probably be one of the biggest chases in this set as well. Now, how does this translate to Prismatic Evolutions? Are they going to have the same pull rates on SARs as Terastal Festival? If so, it's probably going to be similar to Crown Zenith as well. Now, I do think that the English side of things will be more fun to open, just because we don't know what the pull rates will be, and we don't get booster boxes. So, and in these other products, there are really no set pull rates for that. Whilst in Japan, you always already kind of know what you get in a booster box, except maybe a gold. That could be different maybe. Or what SAR you can get, but you know there's one in there. Or you get a secret rare, or you get this many EXs, you get this many Master Ball and Pokeball Reverse Holos, you get an A-Spec. And you know, once you get your Master Ball Reverse Holo, that's the one for the box. You know, the A-Spec that you get, there's only one per box. When you get the secret rare or the SAR, you know there's only one per box. I mean, we just don't know that one yet. Like, if you pull a full art or an SAR, would you still be able to get the other one? We're gonna have to see and wait and see until more stuff gets opened on that. But I do think that the English side of things will be more exciting to open, except for maybe the evolutions lacking from the set to pull in reverse holo patterns. Now, let's talk about the art rares / illustration rares in English. Again, when I watched PTCG Radio's video on the pull rates, he again was talking about there being no art rares, and he said, I've been saying for weeks now that there's not gonna be art rares because that press release didn't mention illustration rares, and that was for Prismatic Evolutions. And it's a little bit annoying to me, because that press release, first of all, is the same thing that Pokebeach gets as information. It's pretty much the same thing. And I know on Pokebeach, when we first got the information on Prismatic Evolutions, the illustration rare cards were not in there as a line. So you could have thought that there were no illustration rares in Prismatic Evolutions. But afterwards, they added this line, illustration rare cards. And I don't know if they've done that in the press release or in the information that Ross has seen for Prismatic Evolutions. But on Poke Beach, it did say illustration rare cards. So there are going to be illustration rare cards in Prismatic Evolutions. That does not mean, though, that there will be illustration rares in TERASTAL Festival. Like, you cannot just make the assumption if there are no illustration rares in one set, that they're also not going to be in the other set. First of all, it's wrong, because there will be illustration rares in Prismatic Evolutions, maybe just not a lot. But it does not mean because there would be supposedly no IRs in Prismatic Evolutions that there's not gonna be in TERASTAL Festival. Like, I first thought that maybe the Eevee from our ETB could be an illustration rare in the set, but it is not. It is not. I said it a couple of times already. Guys, just look at the card numbers. The card numbers for TERASTAL Festival, just say it. If you look at the full art card numbers, you know there is no room for an AR in TERASTAL Festival. Not even the Eevee. That's probably going to be a promo of some sort in Japan as well. It would also be weird if they add an Eevee IR, an Eevee AR, whilst they also have an SAR from Eevee. That would be kind of strange, I think. I don't say it's impossible, but it's just not there. It's just not there. There's no illustration rares. Sorry, there's no art rares in TERASTAL Festival, but not because of the press release not mentioning them. Because they did mention it for Prismatic Evolutions afterwards. It is because you cannot see, there's just no room when you look at the card numbers. In Prismatic Evolutions, there will probably be a couple of IRs, but I think the only two that could be in there are maybe the Meowth and the Paldean Wooper that are promos for the 9th generation decks for the special set, let's say. The Meowth and the Paldean Wooper. I think besides those two, there are not a lot of other options there to put in Prismatic Evolutions. So my take on this is no art rares in TERASTAL Festival, 2 IRs in Prismatic Evolutions. The art rares, or the lack thereof in Japanese, it does make for a less exciting opening, because as you can see here, the only alt arts, I mean, not really in the literal sense of the word or literal meaning of the word, but the only alternate art is the Raging Bolt here. The rest is EXs, reverse holos, and an ace pack. That's it, and maybe a gold card if you're lucky as well, perhaps. I even saw a couple of comments saying like, why are you surprised that there's no IRs in this or ARs in TERASTAL Festival? It was revealed from day one. No, it wasn't. They just did not mention it at first, but they did mention it afterwards. So some people are a little bit misinformed, I think. I don't claim to know everything myself, far from it, but if you just do a little bit of research, it's not that hard to know, basically. So guys, what do you think about the set? What do you think about the pull rates? Are you looking forward to this? I do think that for a lot of people this will be a bummer. No art rares in it will be a bummer. But then again, if we are talking about crazy good sets without a lot of pulls, you don't have to look far, right? Evolving Skies did not have a trainer gallery, did not have illustration rares. Look what that set is doing. And that's of course also mainly because the pull rates are very tough on the top hits, but it does remind me a little bit of that. Like, there's only one big set of chase cards being the SARs, right? Same thing with Evolving Skies. The alternate arts were the main set of chase cards in there. So I think it could help the set price wise, but I do agree it will be less fun to open because the illustration rares were doing so good. They were looking so good, and everybody was really enthusiastic about those. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other update videos on the channel. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other opening videos maybe on the channel. I really appreciate your support, guys. Thank you so much, and see you guys next time. Bye.